We got Black Biden, the big bad wolf. Thank you, bro, for coming through.
Yes, sir. No problem. Okay, James, that what your name is? I just want to have an easy conversation. That's it. I'm not gonna hit you.
I'm 49 going on 50.
And how old is the guys you came to meet? How old did the boy tell you?
They didn't.
He didn't? I got his phone.
His name's Anthony Jones.
And where did you meet Anthony?
I found his profile on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Uh-huh.
You didn't meet him before that? Before Facebook?
He doesn't put his profile out for everyone to see.
No, you don't? So, you just saw him on Facebook. Did you ever text with him?
I sometimes do, but I just don't want social media making me look like a fool.
Like, I mean, but you the one that came here though, right? You the one that was talking to that minor.
That was the dry.
Man, you're doing some interesting things online, man. Some real powerful stuff, some comedy.
Yes, sir.
You know, tell us, you came to LA from Mississippi, what, at age 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you guys landed in Compton.
Yeah, we landed out in Compton, and then we only stayed out in Compton for about a couple of months. And then after that, we moved to Los Angeles, stayed there a couple of years. And then after Los Angeles, we came out to Long Beach, and ever since then, I've been in Long Beach.
That's great, man. Long Beach is a beautiful city. It's gone through so many different changes. And, you know, you started doing Joe Biden comedy skits.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I started on TikTok doing Joe Biden comedy skits, just making fun of him, from the stuff that he was actually doing, you know. And a lot of people took a liking to it, so that's how I came up with the name Black Biden, just, I guess, because I'm black. And then I was making fun of Biden.
Right. And he's kind of easy to make fun of. I mean, he's had a lot of gaffes. He's a man of age right now, so he's
facts.
Right.
Facts.
But yeah, so those skits started. You know, you and your daughter were doing some TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, you started watching a genre on YouTube that has become very popular these days, and that's to catch a predator. You said, you know what, I could do this too.
Yeah, man, like I literally just came across a video one day on YouTube, and I saw a regular citizen guy just out there approaching a predator, I'm gonna call him. You know, and he was going by, and I saw the cops show up and arrest the guy, so I was all like, wow, okay, so this kind of seems like something that I want to do with helping kids, because I've always had that niche for wanting to do something positive for kids. And once I saw that, it was like a wake-up call to me, like, yep, this is what you've been wanting to do. And once I saw that, I learned the laws. It's like, okay, I'm ready to do it. But I wanted to put my own twist to it.
And your own twist when you lure these creeps in, and sometimes they're meeting underage females, underage males, and you have a decoy and a crew of 5 people, you go with security. You're really cleaning up the trash is what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm like a trash man 5 days a week, you know, because the creeps never stop. You know, it's like if this was a real business, it's like never ending.
And it's sick to think that there's an unlimited supply of these creeps.
Yes.
And they're preying on our children.
Yeah, and like when I first got into it, I didn't think that I would be at number 216 before 2 years. I literally thought like, okay, if I get about 30, 40 people, enough potential creeps in the future would see this and be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But nope, it seems like it makes them want to go out there more to try to harm a child.
And the creeps you're seeing are Pop Warner football coaches, are teachers, EMTs, social workers, Disney employees, IRS employees, UCLA professors, dudes that are supposedly solid from the neighborhood, from hoods.
Yeah, gang members. I mean, it's a non-stop supply of where these guys can come from. Like the gang members, for instance, like let's bring up the Blood gang member. He wanted to meet a 14-year-old girl, right?
Nothing, I'm on my way to class right now.
Okay. Things going good?
Yeah, it's going, you know, I'm sitting here trying to get out.
Good. Okay, absolutely. I'm at work right now.
Okay, what do you do?
Well, I got a tow truck.
Oh, tow truck, okay.
Yeah. I've been busy all day. I'm off at 7:30.
Okay, did you want to come when you get off of work?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
You gotta see your address.
Okay, yeah, my grandma leaves at 7, so I should be good to go by the time you're out.
Alright, text me your address so I know where to go.
Okay, I will.
Alright, call me on your lunch or something whenever you can again.
Okay, I will.
Alright.
All right.
Well.
Bye.
So when he shows up, I approach him. He was all like, "Oh yeah, I'm just here to smoke. I'm just here to smoke." Okay, so do you think it's okay to smoke with a 14-year-old girl? So for one, I'm not no cop, bro. And I'm pretty sure you told the decoy the wrong name. Right. Okay, so since you're being so camera shouldn't matter. You know, you got your hoodie on, all that shit. Even though I do feel a little awkward, bro, because I don't know if you do got guns in here.
I'm not even gonna push it. I'm not even.
Well, can you roll it all the way down for me since you're not getting out?
Bro, I ain't got no weapon.
Bro.
I'm not even gonna push it. I'm not. I don't have no weapon.
You couldn't even make the decoy feel at ease. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, I'm gonna tell you ahead of time, some of the stuff that I'm gonna ask you about, you might think I'm just trying to like talk to you, but it's to make you be like, that I did what I was trying to do.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was finna say, bro, like, I just want to smoke, bro.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right about that. Okay, well, yeah, but I'm not too much worried about the smoking part because you also said, you know, you wanted to like have her sit on your lap. You know, what's that about? Or what I was just playing. But he thought he was playing me off, but once the police showed up. How you doing, officer?
What's going on, guys?
Talking a little bit about weed.
All right.
I know you probably know your name.
What's that?
So you know you probably can't know your name. So basically, he can't hear me, 14-year-old girl.
Man, come on, no.
Can you turn the engine off?
Man, come on, man.
This is just be honest, bro. It'll be easier for you. Trust me, I've done this before.
I'm just trying to smoke, bro.
I get you.
Do you have a license on you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, just be honest about you just wanted to smoke.
All right, maybe step out before you figure out what's going on, all right? When you step out into my screen, place my head. Hands right here. Lock your hands right here. Can you put this on the rear of the front?
He just came to smoke. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna see what the message say. Mm-hmm. And then they put him in the back of the police car. I guess he forgot about being a hood gang member then, because he got to screaming like a little girl, like he was already in prison and running from Bubba.
Well, he'd be braiding Bubba's hair in jail.
Oh, he probably was braiding in the back of the police car the way he was screaming, man.
It's really sick to think that just within a 2-year time frame, you already have 216 cases of these creeps that you have engaged. And tell our audience a little bit about how you set these things up. You don't really set them up. You just put bait out there on social media.
That's it.
And they come to you.
They come to me. I mean, I can easily just approach these guys online if I wanted to, but like I said, I put my own twist on being a catcher. So I like for the creeps to approach or contact my accounts. That way you obviously seeing that you're contacting somebody young, You initiating that contact. You can't say that I set you up. You came to me. So after that, I keep going on with the conversation. Once I get off, say if I'm on a dating app, because it's not just dating apps where these guys are at, they're on all social media sites, you know. But if, say, the dating app sense, I move over to text messaging. Quickly after texting 2 or 3 times, I tell them, hey, you know, I want to be honest with you. This is the age. You know, I'm 13, 14. I understand if you don't want to talk no more, you know, and just block me. And 9 times, fuck that, 9.5 times out of 10, they do not care. They's like, oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with it if you okay with it.
And for our audience, we won't get into the lewd texting, but these are explicit, high, XXX rated texts that are flying back and forth, correct?
Yes, very. I mean, I'm talking about explicit photos and just the nature of stuff that they want to do with somebody that young. That's a hell of a sickness. You know, to want to even continue a conversation like that with somebody that you're believing that's 13. You know, and then most times these guys obviously got relatives that is the same age. Some of the guys I talked to even had daughters the same age as the girl that they was coming to meet.
And what are some of the common things you'll hear from these creeps about the age gap difference?
Basically more of like, oh, so like I said, like I'm okay with it, you okay with it, or they just don't care.
Do you hear, oh, age is just a number?
Oh yeah, I've heard that quite a few times. Like age is just a number, or you must be mature for your age.
Knowing damn well what they're doing is completely illegal and morally wrong.
Yeah, because they also always throw in the messages like, oh, how I know you're not a cop? How I know you're not working with law enforcement? You know, and I feel like if you gotta ask that kind of question, you know you get ready to do some stupid shit.
And it's amazing to think how many people are out there engaging in this kind of behavior. And it's an epidemic, it's a problem, not only in America, but across the world. Yeah, but your heart for children is keeping you pressing on, because I know you're not doing this for one wooden nickel. You haven't made $1 doing this.
Not on none videos.
You're not even on YouTube, so it's not even like a clout thing you're chasing.
I am on YouTube. I don't monetize my videos.
Right. And unfortunately, even Instagram and other sites have banned you.
Yeah, from posting awareness for this shit that's going on in the world. You know, but I don't fault the media site themselves. It's more of just they need to get more employees that actually check out the shit that people is reporting. One of my accounts, they banned it for saying that I was showing a child naked. And how would that be on my platform?
Probably just a creep.
Oh yeah, it definitely was a creep, or what I call them predator protectors.
Now, we've talked about how you work with various law enforcement agencies. After you get these guys to a location, they oftentimes go into their excuse rigmarole, but you ease them into a conversation. Yeah,
so basically like before the cops show up to the scene, what I call it, an easy conversation. You know, it's like, hey, let's just have an easy conversation, bro, man to man. You know, let's just figure out why you're doing this, and hopefully you don't do it again. You know, and then as I'm sitting there talking to them, getting them to open up and feel as if I'm, you know, basically their brother or a homie that they've been hanging with for a while. So they just open up and say, yeah, man, you know, I was gonna, you know, fuck this girl, and I did say I was gonna do this and do that, but I don't know if I was gonna do it or not. And I'm like, man, come on, bro, just be real. Like, it's just me and you talking. You worry about the phone? Like, this ain't gonna go nowhere. I mean, yeah, man, I would've did it, you know. And then that's incriminating for them to have said that. So once law enforcement shows up, if it's a good agency, unlike Inglewood, you know, they're gonna get all that video and hear exactly what this dude was saying. saying. Can I talk to you, buddy? Sure. You want to go over here or you want to go?
Right here is fine, boss.
All right. So, you said she told me she was
Yeah, and I'm doing fine here in Florida right now, boss.
Okay, well, look, bro, all I want is honesty. You gonna try to fight me, son?
No, of course not, boss.
Okay, I've heard all y'all messages. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to know for sure, bro, what you own.
I'm on it, you about to begin.
Okay, so why did you tell her you wanted it? You want me to tell you your messages?
I believe you.
Okay.
Again, that was intentional. Honestly, she was a little too young to me. I'm like, am I doing that?
That's what I'm saying.
She acted by her soda. I'm not gonna regret. I'm not gonna deny her soda.
Can you go over there? Because the police might drive by and shit like that. I don't, I'm not trying to call the police on you. I just want to talk to you.
Again, like I told you in the beginning, I'm just want to meet new people and talk to people. I did not expect her to really beat their to be honest.
Yeah. Why you didn't tell her? I mean, why you just say like, oh, I don't think you really.
I guess I wanted to see it myself.
Right. So when you went to the store the first time, what did you buy?
I bought a pot for this. Yes, sir.
You got no condoms?
No, sir.
Do you have condoms?
Not on me, sir.
In the car, right?
Yeah, but
See, look, I'm not mean, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to like tell everybody what the hell's going on here. But I like honesty.
Not being honest, sir.
Not really. Because
how many more honesty you expecting to be, sir?
Well, more why you have the condoms in your car. Because y'all talked about the condoms.
Well, sir, again, the condom for any other situation is not for this, sir. Again, she's a little too young for me.
Right.
Since I've seen her, well, yeah, I guess not.
Right.
They told me I was going to buy her a soda, and they're going to buy her a soda, and it is what it is.
Hey, sorry,
Damn.
put your hands over your I'll take it up on this side. Right here. You and my partner second, okay? Set your stuff down. Like that on your knee. Put your hands up in there. So my belly button. Put your hands up in there. Yeah. Separate your feet. Okay.
This is a car. Oh, it's around the corner.
No probation for anything like that.
Because I bring the safety, all the lights play everything on camera.
Yeah, back home? Yeah, he'll take it easy on you, just if you, Thank you.
You're welcome.
You mentioned it, Long Beach PD has been really responsive.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they're short on resources, they take this seriously.
Yeah, Long Beach PD for sure take catching creeps serious, and they will definitely arrest them on the scene. Only thing is, it's just a lot of loopholes that they're kind of coming up with now, which kind of makes it easier for these creeps to get off. So like basically now, the latest one that they just started is when they get out there, the creep has to literally give them the right to go into their phone right there on the scene, and he has to admit everything that he was trying to do, like how he would admit to me, to the officer. If he don't admit it, if he sit there and start that bullshit like, oh man, I already knew it was a setup, I knew it wasn't no real kid, they're not gonna arrest him right there on the scene. What they will do is just take his phone and write a warrant for it. To me, that's bullshit.
So even if you show the police agencies your dialogue with these creeps, that's still not submissible evidence?
Not as of their new policy now. And a lot of the new policies came because there are a lot of other catchers that's coming out, and they're coming across all these other ones, so it's like too much workload for one, and then they're dealing with a lot of nonsense. So they don't know what they're gonna be dealing with when they do show up to the scenes. So kinda, sometimes mainly in Long Beach, when I do call in or whoever calls in for me, and they was like, oh yeah, this is in regards to like Black Biden. Then they know, okay, well, we know his squad is there, everything's gonna be straight. So then it'll work better that way.
And Black Biden, you work with a crew of 5 guys. These are your security detail. These are guys keeping an eye on you, making sure that a violent encounter doesn't occur, even though I'm sure you want to punch a hole in some of these dudes' faces.
Man, I want to punch the tongue down their damn throat, to be honest. But I feel if I be so aggressive like that, the stuff that they may admit to, it's not really like real. It's kind of like you scared them into admitting shit, you know what I'm saying? Versus them being calm and just being talkative or whatever like that. So the security squad, they definitely be having my back. and on top of my decoys.
Right. And we've seen some of the other catcher videos, and they overdo it. They put too much chili on the hot dog. They sensationalize the thing. They try to engage in violence. And a lot of them don't even seem to follow up and go into court to finish the job. But you do it differently.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because those catchers like that, they're basically mainly doing it for content purposes or just for money, because they know like that kind of stuff, being violent and all that other extra shit, a lot of people likes that, but it's not for the goal, you know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be your main purpose, you know what I'm saying? But as far as going to court, that's where it really counts, because you want to get these guys convicted. Just by them getting arrested out there on the scene, that's just small potatoes. You have to follow up in court. And when you go to court, they get convicted. Hopefully it's a good charge. They have to register as a sex offender. But sometimes nowadays, they're not making them register.
Why wouldn't a guy who's trying to actively engage in a sex act with a minor not be put on Megan's Law? It makes no sense.
It makes no kind of sense. You know, and that's what I'm trying to bring out with this awareness about just catching regular predators, so they can understand the justice system behind this. It's very weak. And it's basically just enabling these guys to continue doing it.
Right. So speaking of that, have you had any repetitive catches?
Oh, yes. I've caught 3 different guys more than once. And one guy caught 3 times. And I label him the Sling Blade. Because I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie Sling Blade, but he definitely looked like Sling Blade. But caught him 3 times. First time he got arrested for sure. Second time he played the cops and told them that they broke his arm and legs, even though his legs were swinging all over the place after being arrested or detained at the time. And on the third time, he literally was talking to the decoy and was telling her about the second time and was like, yeah, you know, I got caught before and I played the cops. I told them that my legs was broken and that I needed to go to the hospital instead of jail. So he knows how to play the justice system. And that third time, when I was there and the cops came and they literally just came just to tell me that they don't do anything about these calls anymore.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
They don't do a damn thing.
Nope. But it's all, they said, because of other catchers don't follow up. Because if you're not going to follow up in court, obviously you're wasting resources in a way. And then why are you doing this? If I go into a new department area, I always make sure they know that, yeah, I am the one that will follow up in court. Whatever you need, whatever evidence you need right now, I got it for you, extra phone, here it is. You know, because I know how it works. And I know I want to get the conviction because that's where it sticks.
You mentioned you'll use a live decoy.
Yes.
And that decoy is a female who presents herself as an underage girl.
Yep.
And she will meet with the guy maybe at a Starbucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're on deck in case the man tries to physically harm her, kidnap her, etc. What was the worst thing you've seen a creep do to your live decoy?
Woo, the worst thing I seen, man. Woo, hope I don't get too bothered, want to punch something, but it was this one creep from Monterey Park. He basically was trying to force himself on her. And it's never happened like this before. Like they may have said, oh, can I get a kiss? And, you know, obviously she's gonna deny it and they're like, oh, okay, it's okay. But this dude was persistent and was all like, oh no, just come on, nobody can see us. It's like, bro, this kid is telling you no. And you're still pushing it. And so by that was going on, it made my blood boil, you know. So it was almost not time for easy conversation that time. Because not only you attempting to meet a child, you know, but now you're here with one that you obviously still believe is one, but you're forcing yourself on her now. So that in my mind make me think like, bro, what if this was a real child with no protection here? Like if I wasn't here, if this wasn't a sting operation, right, you would have went through and traumatized this child. At first I started out without a live decoy, but then once like Ashley started working with me and stuff like that, and they saw how, you know, she was like front line and hands-on with these creeps and stuff like that, and then just the way she engages in conversation with them to obviously get them to even incriminate themselves while with her. Like, you know, she would say something, oh, you sure you still okay that I'm, you know, 14? and that's live. This is not no messages, so now it's hard for you to say like, oh, well, I didn't read that or I didn't know that. You know, but yeah, she definitely does a lot for the crew.
Would you take on new decoys, or are you kind of hesitant?
Well, I'm very hesitant because not everybody is in it for the right reasons. You know, I get hit up a lot from a lot of people that want to get involved, but they don't understand the timing that comes behind it. You know, I feel like most of the ones that want to get involved, they see the 30, 45-minute videos and like, oh, well, that's all to it. They don't think about the months, years, weeks of chatting with these people. You know what I'm saying? Then the staging, you know what I'm saying? Then making the game planning, or when people flake. You may did all of this game planning for 2-3 hours, get to the scene, and now the creeps all like, oh, well, I got a flat, or I'm scared because what if you really the cops? After all this time, that's what him or her wants to say now, and you did all this game planning. So people don't think about that. They just think it's gonna go all the way straight every time, but it don't.
It don't. You mentioned some of the creeps will, on the initial pass, they'll be like, oh, you're underage, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
But then they come back around.
Yeah, and it's kind of easy to pinpoint the ones that are gonna come back around. You know, you sit there, you tell them the age, and they sit there and say like, oh, I don't wanna go to jail, you know, you too young for me. And, you know, respond by like, okay, sorry. And then 2-3 minutes later, they say, you really shouldn't be doing it, but how many guys have you met? You're on the hook now. Because now we're going to say like maybe 3 people. You're going to be like, so damn, him or her met 3 people. They didn't go to jail. At least that's what they're thinking. And then they're back on the hook. Oh, so what all did you do with those people you met? Oh, how many times have you had sex? And now they start to ask sexual questions, which is obviously nasty as fuck for a grown, random ass man to be talking to a child about that. You know, but once they start talking like that, after they already said they was finna bag out because you underage, but they're engaging in sexual talk now. You just know within a week or 2, the meat is gonna happen.
And this issue is wide. I mean, if you're catching 216 guys, just you and your crew, are only getting 216, that means this is wide.
Oh, big time. I mean, it's crazy. Like I know catchers in Canada, Texas, New York. I mean, catchers are all over the place. I mean, it's one catcher that got almost 1,000. How is it that there's so many people getting caught and they're not just saying, I could just leave the kids alone now?
Is there a community for catchers? Do you guys have like a society?
They do, but I have like my own community. Basically, it's the wolf community. Everybody's calling it now because my community basically like is freedom of speech. Obviously, you know, you can say what you want to say. You can talk about whoever you want to talk. Just don't be disrespectful. And like my whole community, when I do do my little live chats with everybody, and it's all love. And everybody always said, like, man, just your community is by far the best one I've been a part of.
A lot of the catcher community is guys in their 20s, late 20s. You're in your 40s. You have a different approach to this, a more mature approach. And it's created a better relationship with you and the cops so that they go, okay, Black Biden's on this one. We know it's going to be business as usual. Yeah, because a lot of the new, younger catchers, I call them the new catchers, they see videos, which is cool. You want to get out there and, you know, catch predators, that's cool, you know, exposing them, but do it right. You know, don't do it for content purposes or just, you know, clout is what, you know, the youngsters be saying and shit like, oh, it's all for the clout, it's all for the clout. You know, and that's what all of them are doing, but what they're doing on the back end is fucking up the relationship with law enforcement that actually want to, you know, arrest these guys. But when they come into the scene with youngsters that obviously doing it for clout, you know, they want to be all in the police way. They want to still sit there and screaming like, oh, well, fuck the police. I could do this. I'm in the public. Like, bro, he's here to help you. You know, like, how is this working? So that's why, like, the youngsters, I feel that they should just sit down somewhere and just let the OGs handle the predators. You know, what's your advice to some of these guys that are having these pedophilia thoughts, these thoughts of being with underage kids? I say, get some raid. No, but I mean, honestly, man, like if any of these
people out there actually having thoughts of wanting to even just engage in a sexual conversation with a minor. That's enough. Not even just you wanting to go engage in the activity, but just even wanting to talk to a child in that sense. I feel right then and there, those kind of people need to go seek help. You know, talk to somebody that's close to you that won't judge you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a reason why a lot of people don't talk, because they feel the judgment coming back from others that they open up to. But in that sense, I feel like, bro, just talk to somebody before you fuck your life up. I be asking people about...
Is she your sister? I mean...
Who, ask?
Your daughter?
Look, fuck, man, look, for one, you shouldn't be worried about asking.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just... I don't know. Hopefully she answers. Gloria, hey, I gotta tell you something. You know, I'm not well. I'm not well in my mind, and I've been talking to some underage girls online, and I came down to meet them tonight, and it was a sting, I guess you want to call it. I'm down in Santa Ana, and
what the fuck?
Yeah, so he gave me the option to call somebody that's close to me, and
be sure you tell her everything, dog.
Yeah, I was being very inappropriate with him. I came down to meet him to have sex with him, just to get high with him and to fool around. If that's where it led to. Yeah, I'm not well, Gloria. I need help.
And fuck someone else's life up.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
You know, the saying, hurt people hurt people. Do you think a lot of these individuals that touch these children or attempt to do so have been violated themselves?
Yeah, well, most of them I feel that they have. Not a lot of them have opened up about it, but some of them actually have. They actually say, like, yeah, you know, like one of the guys that I caught before, he said he was molested by his own brother. You know what I'm saying? And then one other guy about his dad. And it's a sad story to hear, you know, that you went through that as a child, but then again, you're here to traumatize somebody else, to get in the same trauma that you had. Like, when you would think that those type of people would want to change the narrative of this shit.
Break the cycle.
Exactly, break the damn cycle, bro. Don't continue it.
Have you ever come across a female predator?
Not as of yet. I have not. Well, I've came across some, but none that actually followed through with wanting to actually meet. Like, when it comes to, like, once you drop the age to them, they'll be like, oh, they'll turn into like a mother type or a bigger sister. Like, oh, well, you know, you cute and all of that, but, you know, you shouldn't be on there doing this. You should be careful. But I have caught, like, I don't know if you can consider it a female or not, but it was a transsexual. You know, her was looking to meet up with a little boy. But as far as, like, a female getting arrested, none yet.
Now, when you do catch these predators, a lot of them are married, correct? Or have girlfriends?
Yes, most of them have been married or had a girlfriend, and they obviously still looking for something else.
And when you explain to the girlfriend and the wife that their husband or boyfriend is engaged in a lewd act with a minor, how do they react to that?
Ooh, man, bro, you would have thought that I would have told them that I was sleeping with their husband or something, you know? But they literally go off on me. You know, I'm like, well, I'm just trying to alert you, ma'am, that your husband was out here trying to traumatize a child. You know, and then they were like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck about none of that. You need to stop talking to him and just let him leave. Well, he can leave. I told him he can leave whenever he wants to. He's deciding to stay here and try to explain himself for what I just told you, because it's real. This is no prank. You know, one wife before, she was all like, is this a prank? Like, are you pranking me? I'm like, nah, this is some real deal shit. I don't think your husband will be playing that kind of prank. The wives, they seem to not want to take it for what it is. It's more of like they still want to be on the defensive type and defend their husband and just attack me all the way.
It's almost like they're in denial.
Oh, super in denial. Yeah. Super.
Are you seeing instances where mothers are pimping their daughters?
It's out there, because actually one of my catches ended up being in that kind of way, because this girl reached out to me on TikTok. And she has a friend that's underage, was messing with this older guy. You know, but me, I get those messages all the time. I be like, okay, well, are you just trying to get back at somebody? You know, like I don't want to just expose somebody or walk up on somebody who's really not a creep. So she sent me all the evidence of what her friend and that older guy was doing, and you can see in the messages that he knew how old she was. So I go do my regular thing, have a conversation with the guy, and the whole catch had a whole twist to it because the cops show up, they find the mom of the girl, trying to let the mom know what's going on, and the mom ends up being a part of it. Like basically she's selling her daughter to men on apps.
You're kidding me. This is happening in Irvine, California, guys.
Yes, Irvine.
Yep. Do you see yourself becoming in law enforcement or an activist for children? How do you see your future?
I see it as in still remaining involved in anything to where we can bring some safety for the kids. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's me getting involved in law enforcement or another route, whatever it may be, I feel that with what I'm going to school for, it should, obviously go along the lines of helping out the youth.
And before we go, can you tell the parents out there that are trying to protect their children about the dangers of Fortnite and games like Roblox? What are some preventative measures to protect children from these sick people?
Checking their devices, because nowadays, as we know, phones and tablets is like the number one thing we're giving to our kids, and I think that's kind of the bad thing to be doing as a parent, but it's more if you're gonna be that parent, at least start checking your kids' devices and asking them questions and, just monitoring the way that they move about in the world now, because some kids, they like to be quiet, they don't speak up as much, but as a parent, you should be able to see what's going on with little Johnny or little Ashley,
right?
And be like, no, what's really going on? Let me see your phone. Let me see your tablet.
Right.
It's just more parents just need to get more involved in their kids' life.
And this has devastating effects for generations to come when we violate our children, and so what you're doing is completely commendable. And how can our audience tap in with you? Can you shoot out your social?
Yeah, if they want to find me on all my social media accounts, you can easily find me by going to www.blackbiden.org. And there on that website right there, you can find all my YouTube page, Instagram, Rumble, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter or X with what it's called now. I barely ever use that, but all of my social media is on there, where it's all full videos of people that need to be known about.
The saying that it takes a wolf to protect the sheep.
Yeah, there you go.
And so you are the big bad wolf.
I'm out there, bro. I'm out there. So they better be watching out, man. The wolf is on the prowl.